What is up, YouTube? It's Josh Creates here with another video. In today's video, we have part 25 to TikTok vent about inflation. So, without further ado, let's get right into it.
$2,000 a month, and my rent is $1,660.
Sadly, this is getting to be the story of pretty much everybody out there. I haven't rented since I was in my 20s, so I've been out of the housing market forever on this shit. But I tried to help my niece get a place about 6-8 months ago, something like that. And she was telling me everything she found was $1,900, $2,300, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, sweetheart, you just let me look for you. There's something out there, $500-$600 a month that's decent. I'll find it. There's not. Like, how? I mean, why? Why did we get to this point? Why is just a decent place to sleep and cook and survive exist? Why is it $3,000, $4,000 a fucking month? I mean, it's ridiculous. Something's got to change. Otherwise, we're going to end up with half the country homeless.
Homeless. Half the country homeless, basically.
There is not a single state, city, or county where a worker can afford a two-bedroom rental at minimum wage. These are the updated stats for 2023, and even if we raise the wage to $15 an hour, you still wouldn't be able to afford a two-bedroom rental home. And I'm sick and tired of seeing comments saying that a minimum wage was never supposed to be a living wage. Like, you don't know what you're talking about, bro, because FDR literally created it for that very reason. And it's not just minimum wage workers. 60% of wage earners can't afford a two-bedroom rental. Does that sound like a sustainable system to y'all?
Nope. And it's gonna get worse.
Okay, y'all. So I got approved for a house, the house that I wanted. And their website says, like, our security deposits start at 1.5 times the rent. So I'm like, okay. I've been saying I'm gonna need $4,000. But why did they say they want a 3 times the rent deposit from me? And a $300 fee just because my credit score is low. And I've been working on my credit, so I did obviously get approved, but it ain't that high right now. And I'm just sitting here like, if I have $6,000 to just give right now, because when you take the offer, they want you to send the money. Lord Jesus. And now I'm at the point where I don't know what to do, y'all. Like, I really don't know what to do. Like, are we just gonna stay in our car a little bit longer? Maybe.
Wow.
Does anybody else miss the days when you could rent like a house or an apartment for like $1,000? Like, I remember first moving out on my own, and I think my apartment was like maybe like $945 or something like that. Like, really wasn't that bad. And now we just moved to the south, got our new house, paying rent, and we're paying $2,100. And I know that might not be a lot to some of you guys, but for rent, that is crazy.
Yeah, man. In my opinion, I think landlords are upping the price on rent because they expect us to afford it. For example, like, some of us like have more than one person in the household where everyone works, and they could come up with an agreement to you know put their hand in and pay rent. Or a lot of people, a lot of landlords, I should say, are realizing that, hey, a lot of people can make more money by doing side hustles or having some type of business. They are realizing that it's easy to make more money. So it's like, if it's easy to make more money, and I have these people here renting my apartment or wherever you live, house, apartment, whatever, for the low, I could actually up the rent, get more money out of them, and more money in my pockets. This is what they are probably saying in their heads to themselves. Because we do, even though it is tough right now, inflation is crazy right now, it is doable where you could, like, literally make money on the side. Hope you guys understand.
We have a new trend going on across America, and that is vacant luxury apartment buildings like the one behind me. The apartment developers have gone crazy in America. They're building nearly 1 million apartments right now in 2023. That's a record high. And what they're doing is they're building these apartments, and then they're charging $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month, even $4,000 a month in some cases to rent the apartments, which of course is crazy. It's absurd. People don't have the money to afford that. So what we're now seeing is a huge increase in what's called the apartment vacancy rate in America. Data from Apartment List shows that in many cities, there's more and more vacant apartments, particularly cities like Nashville, Las Vegas, Phoenix, and parts of Florida are seeing a lot of these vacant apartments just sitting empty. And this is now forcing the landlords to have to cut the rent and in some cases give away 2 or 3 month free rent just to get someone into the building. And ultimately, this is bad news for the US housing market because over the long run, the levels of rent filter through to home prices. And right now, home price to rent ratio is near an all-time high. So if rent is going to start to go down, that means home prices are going to go down.
Hopefully.
So the rent relief programs are coming back. You guys know rent has been increased. Everything's up. Like gas, rent, mortgages, APR rates, food. So DC is the first state to start with a program, but other states will follow. So if you live in DC, please apply on the 1st of October. I don't know if you should apply at midnight or 9 o'clock in the morning, but October 1st, they're only helping 3,500 people. Look at my last video to see more details. If you are one of my clients that live in DC and you want me to help you with the application, please send me a text message, not a DM, a text message, and I will assist you guys. Remember, only 3,500 applicants will be accepted or even looked at. So that's not that many compared to how many people live in DC, but check out my last video for more details. Bye.
We can't afford our rent. We can't afford our prescriptions. We can't afford
If you haven't watched that video, go watch the video. In that video, it literally talks about how the rent crisis in this world is crazy. A regular millennial cannot afford to live by themselves because of how crazy rent is, how crazy money is, health insurance, everything is out of the roof. Someone literally in one of these videos was talking about how you gotta make 6 figures in order for you to be good. Like 6 figures to live in a decent location. And the thing is that most people don't realize that once you go to college, the world that they were living in, which they are parents who are giving us the advice, or people who anyone else is giving us the advice that may be probably a decade or two older than us or giving the advice, can't understand, or will never understand, that the way they made money is totally different from the way we have to make money now as a Generation Z or a millennial, period. You can't just have a job. A job is not enough to live in the economy that we're living in. Facts. Not enough at all. In addition, I feel like a lot of people fail to realize that this economy, this world really just needs problem solvers. They do not need more employees. They don't need more jobs. They don't need none of that. We need problem solvers, like genuine problem solvers. Perfect example, Amazon, one of the biggest corporations that has grown within the last just 5 years, Amazon was solving a problem that majority of Americans had, majority of them. And probably just outside of this whole world really was time and convenience, right? So now that is the reason why Amazon became such a big, huge corporation that it is now, is because of the fact that they were solving a problem that most people were having, which is the time and convenience of how fast you can get it. Literally, think back to even like Pablo Escobar. What was he able to do, and why was he the greatest one? Because how fast he was able to do what he wanted to get done, right? Convenience, fast. And this is not even talking about that. Is figure out a problem and solve it. Become problem solvers, and you will find more ways to make money. Period. Like, there's so many people in this world that need solutions to their problems. And again, mind you, most Americans have no time, they need convenience, and they need a problem solver. Become that, and you will make more money. That is how you make money now. Not working your ass off, not putting in hours. Figure out how to solve a problem in this economy, and you will succeed. You will make more money, and you will be able to live as a Generation Z and a millennial. Become a problem solver instead of you just sitting on your ass, because the way people made money before, of you sitting on a fucking office table and doing all that stuff, is not how you make money now. You cannot make enough money for you to be able to afford what you need to afford. The basic necessities is hard to afford now. Basic necessities. And most people our age, Generations Z, millennials, are sitting with their parents, living with their parents, doing whatever the fuck with their parents without realizing is that you're getting advice from these same very people that will never understand the society that we're living in now. The economy that we're living in right now. They won't understand at all. So you never go back to someone when they don't understand the situation. You figure out and change the situation. Figure out and just realize we live in a digital world. You can get everything literally in seconds into your hand like that. Seconds. Figure out. Go to answerthepublic.com. There's so many problems out there. Figure out a problem and solve it to 1,000 people, or figure out multiple problems and solve that. Go out there. Put yourself out there. Go meet people. Go network. Go socialize. It's not about being at a job 24/7 to make more money. That is not. People need solutions. That's what we need. Every person, every economy needs solutions. Businesses need solutions. Find problems and become the solution. Make more money. Stop thinking that a job is going to do it, because it's not. And stop taking advice from people who are not living the same society, or even can't. When you realize the way they're able to get money is different. Not only that, but
I'll have to pause it right here. I'm pretty sure you guys are wondering when is she gonna end it, because she basically started to repeat herself towards the ending and it just never stops. So basically what she's saying is, in today's society, you can't just make money by working a job every day for 24 hours like she said. You have to find a problem. You have to find a solution to a problem that everyone needs. And let me just say this. And she said that in order to make more money and to live above this economy, the type basically what we're living in right now. So I have to agree with what she say, because like, for example, you know how many people came up with like back in lockdowns, right? Lockdown, we needed mask. All over the world we needed a mask in order to like go here, there and everywhere. People lose their masks from time to time. People started to make their own mask at home. So they made a business out of making masks, during lockdown, and that's how they made money. Some people are, and plus the stimulus checks at that time, people are way probably above water just because they made a solution to a problem. That's what she's talking about. If you guys don't really understand, that's an example of what she's talking about.
how much rent was when they were making money is totally different for us now. It's probably doubled. So it's completely absurd to listen to someone who isn't in the same situation. If they can afford their rent, it's different. They probably have a mortgage.
Madeline.
Rent is too damn high. The rent is too damn high. We have people across the country struggling to keep a roof over their heads. We are the wealthiest nation in the history of the world outside of ancient African civilizations. Yet we cannot provide housing for every single person in our country. We have CEOs making record profits. We have corporations making record profits. We have corporate landlords suppressing and oppressing and evicting tenants without just cause while continuing to raise the rent. We call on President Biden to take executive action on this issue. Rent is
I'm honestly so upset.
Thanks.
Living in America is freaking ridiculous right now. There are people choosing whether they want to have Christmas gifts or pay their rent, and that might not be different from any other year. 2 to 3 grand on average. You need to make 2 to 3 times that. 9,000 a month. How many people with regular bachelor degrees are even making that? No one. Not a lot of people. No one wants to live with roommates. That's not the answer. Everybody deserves a safe and clean space. There's no reason why so many people should be roommating, or you can't even buy yourself your own house. It's not, this is horrible.
I agree, but sadly it had to get to that point so we could get back to that point, hopefully. But you can't always rely on hope. But anyways, guys, that is it for this video. That's TikTok Vents About Inflation Part 25. This was mostly about focused towards the rent You know how the rent is high and is unable to live and afford a roof over your head, whether it's an apartment, condo, townhouse, or a house or a duplex, whatever. Everything is just going up and expensive, and it's a longer process to get a roof over your head. So that's tough, man. It's getting tougher out here. um, as we approach 2024, we don't know what 2024 have for us. The best thing you could do is just pray and prepare. The double P's, man. Pray and prepare, dog. Pray and prepare. And I'm actually doing this video on Thanksgiving days. I'm doing this at night, so happy Thanksgiving to you guys. I forgot to say it in the previous video. Happy Thanksgiving. I know it's by the time you watch this, it's gonna be the day after Thanksgiving or someday after Thanksgiving. But anyways, guys, that is it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let me hear your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Needless to say, everything will be okay. My name is Josh Creates. I'm out.